Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the aging gamer. So, the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's got a lot of must-have and essential games out there, and I felt like I've played at least almost all of them. But there seems to be one game that I might have missed. It seems to hold a special place in a lot of older gamers' hearts. I'm talking about the black box title, Kung Fu. So Kung Fu is actually a port of an arcade game titled Kung Fu Master. It's regarded as the first real beat-em-up brawler. In Japan, it's known as Spartan X, and is actually loosely based off the movie of the same name. Some might know that movie a bit better though as Wheels on Meals starring Jackie Chan. Despite some of the game characters having the same names as their movie counterparts, the NES version seems to avoid having anything to do with the movie. Anyway, the arcade title was developed by Irem and was distributed in America by Data East. The Nintendo console game, though, was developed by Nintendo themselves and was directed by none other than Shigeru Miyamoto. Kung Fu was a launch title for the NES and has sold over 3.5 million copies worldwide. I missed out on this title when I was a kid. The only games I had were the ones my parents got me, and Kung Fu wasn't one of them. I'll admit, just looking at the box art and screenshots of the game, it looks like a pretty generic title. But is it? Apparently it's a really influential game. Again, it's regarded as one of the first beat-em-up games. And apparently Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, was influenced by it. Well, let's see what this game has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kung Fu for the NES. So you control Kung Fu Master Thomas, who is on a quest to save his girlfriend Sylvia, who has been captured by the evil Mr. X. And no, not any of those Mr. X's. You must fight your way up the Devil's Temple, fighting goons and henchmen along the way. You know, like in the Bruce Lee movie, The Game of Death. The controls are simple enough. A is to punch, and B is to kick. You can press down to crouch, and press up to jump, or you can also attack from those positions. Kicking has slightly more distance than punching, which is great, but you only get 100 points for killing an enemy that way, whereas finishing off a bad guy with a punch scores you 200. Typically, I don't care about points at all, but for every 50,000 points, you get an extra life. Each level is timed, you got your health on top, and underneath your health is the bosses, which you will fight at the end of each stage. So now that we got all that info out of the way, let's start kicking some ass. So, Mr. Kung Fu expert Thomas is ready to fight, and I love that there's voices added in this game. Just listen. It makes the characters feel more alive. So anyway, there's a lot of these purple dudes, just an endless supply of respawning enemies. They take only a single hit to kill though, so it's not too bad. If you're not careful, they come up and hug you. Ah! We start seeing some of these knife throwers too. They aim high and low. They raise their arms before attacking, so you get a pretty good indication on how to avoid them. One-on-one, these guys aren't so bad, but once the screen starts getting crowded, it's easy to get in panic mode. And with that said, I just got killed. I continue through, and I make it to the first boss, the stick guy. Take this! Take that! Whap! I'm dead again! Son of a bitch! I come back though, and I just bum rush the guy. Haha! Fuck you! Alright, I'm starting to get a feel for this game. Let's go to the next level. Come on! Alright, level 2. Oh shit, a dragon! A freaking dragon! Oh, and a pizza power-up! Oh shit, fuck! Ah, game over! Well, I guess I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. Let's go again. Now that I know what to expect, it's a lot easier. I can even beat the first boss without getting hit. Back to level 2, note to self, that's not pizza. So more dragons appear, which all you have to do is avoid its fire attack and then it disappears. Kill it though and you'll get a good amount of points. Little baskets drop from the ceiling too, revealing a snake that'll head in your direction. More purple guys appear and... children? They're bringing their children to fight in the Devil's Temple? Well, sorry not sorry little ones. Let's keep going and... ah shit, damn, that was the boss. Let's restart this damn level. So the Boomerang Fighter is pretty easy one-on-one, just like the knife thrower enemy. Just wait until he throws his weapon and just start attacking. HIYAH! See you in hell! We now get a little cutscene. Help me, Thomas! Sylvia! I can't move, I'm stuck in place! So now we're on level 3, and this is where the game starts picking up. We'll fight the same enemies we've already fought, but there's a hell of a lot more of them showing up. Jeez! I barely make it to the boss, who is this tank top wearing giant. One punch and I'm dead. And look at that cheesy smile. I eventually get back to him, but he's just so damn strong. One hit takes at least half of my life bar. The only way I could figure out how to beat him is to let him throw a punch and then just keep punching him in the dick. Booyah! Now in stage 4, we got poisonous moths coming out of the walls. Whose bright idea was that to let poisonous bugs roam freely around the room? Anyway, more purple dudes and little children appear. I reach the boss and... Is that a monkey? I get double teamed and die. But a fireball throwing monkey killed me? So I get back to him, and I await an attack to dodge. I did not expect him to be able to summon dragons. I get back to him again, and take this! What? What just happened? I straight up decapitated him! Let's get a replay! So at this point you can clearly see me giving this monkey one of the best kicks in the world. It's so powerful his head slides off his body and out of the room. He should absolutely be dead, but through some voodoo, I'm dead. That's it, where's the game manual? Who are all these characters? So, I guess he's not a monkey. He's just known as a black magician, even though he's blue and brown. Can monkeys be magicians? Also, these characters have the most generic names. Boomerang Fighter, Stick Fighter, Giant. I guess these little guys are called Tom-Toms, but it doesn't say that they're not children. And Mr. X. Oh, that's right. I'm losing focus. I got a woman to save and asses to beat. Magician monkey, you're going down. After I beat all these stages again since I got a game over. Dope. So I make it back. He's tough, especially if you got these other bad guys showing up. But if you get close, duck, and punch as quickly as you can kill him. We then get the same cutscene from earlier. This is it, the final level, and goddamn there's bad guys everywhere! And these little Tom-Toms start doing their best Mario impression. Ow! Well, here he is, Mr. X. Look at him. What a piece of shit. This final bout actually looks more like the ending of The Karate Kid. But anyway, I'm gonna fight this guy with some moves I learned from Street Fighter. Leg sweep! Haha, take that, bitch! Sylvia is saved. Oh, baby! What? So the game starts over, you get a dragon point or whatever, and in typical arcade game fashion, the game just keeps looping. Well, alrighty then. So that's Kung Fu. How is it? Well, it's good for what it is. And I don't mean that as some kind of backhanded compliment. The game is fine, it's fun. I eventually made my way through the game again to see that extra ending, which is a bit disappointing, but the game is unique. I appreciate the fact that the bosses aren't as formalic as bosses from other games. You can drag the fight out if you want, but like a real fight, it can be over before you even know it. If you see an opening, go in for it, and the fight can be over in a second. The game is pretty challenging, but once you figure out how to kill the bosses, it gets a bit easier, but by no means is this game easy. I died a shitload of times trying to make it all the way to the end. With that said, it's one of those games that I feel like you might only get a short amount of time to play with. Like most of those score-based arcade titles, you can only play the same levels again and again so many times. Going through just once is enough for me, but for other people, I don't know, it may differ. There's some gamers who can beat the game in one life and the gameplay time is only around 5 minutes. Take that as you will. If you got the NES at launch, I feel like getting Kung Fu would have been an essential. Kung Fu really only suffers from what games would come out afterwards. We start seeing more and more of what NES games could become, so Kung Fu looks like less in comparison. If you're looking for an NES title with deep gameplay, rich storytelling, and beautiful graphics, you won't find that here. You will, however, find a straight-to-the-point, brutal beat-em-up that'll kick your ass if you don't kick its first. But those are just my opinions. What do you guys think? What do you think of Kung Fu for the NES? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see future videos, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button, tell all your friends, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you again for watching.